emailing, not getting a response. I call her number. It's saying that it's disconnected. And something said, let me go on Facebook and see. Go on her page. She passed away last year.
What?
Passed away last year. And I'm seeing that. No, first I was seeing happily heavenly birthday. I'm like, happily heavenly birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, like she passed away of leukemia. I messaged her daughter right away, and I'm like, wow, like I never, it's just nice, vibrant lady. Like, it's just crazy. It
Oh,
just,
I'm so sorry to hear that, Reese. And that's the thing, and it's like you didn't even know
no,
this was happening the
she,
whole time.
I don't know if you remember when Miramont did a reunion cruise. She's the one that did it,
Oh,
and I'm like, she always do my cruises,
yeah.
know, and oh my God, I just never expected to hear that.
Well,
Never
of course.
to hear that. You know,
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Reese. See, that's the sad part when we have people that sometimes we lose contact with because, everybody has busy lives and things that we're doing and all of that. And sometimes we do lose that contact with friends,
yeah,
you know? And then by the time we get back around to them, we never know what we're going to be getting.
like it. Oh my God, it just it real. This
Oh,
I was not expecting to hear that. It was
yeah.
really way back in the day. I was. It was. She was the one. I was working with her because she had her cruise business was franchised, and you could work from home.
Mm-hmm.
The one that taught me her system. I was working for her. We used to do ship tours. We used to see all the ships. She loved cruising. Like she always cruised. She was forever cruising. Sandra,
Wow.
her name was Sandra.
Oh my goodness.
You know. So and she passed away of leukemia, as I told you, right? She leukemia, which is a form of cancer, right?
Yeah, yeah. From from what I understand, it is, and it's very sad because
Yeah.
I think it's that's in the blood, and it's devastating, especially leukemia.
My cousin has leukemia. He's had it for I mean forever.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm
I'm
kind of
sorry about that, my dear, because I've had friends, not necessarily leukemia, but I've had so many friends and family members who have passed away due to cancer, different types of cancer. So many, several. And it never gets any easier, you know?
know,
And that's why we want to chat about that today.
isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
Ironic that that's what we're talking about today, and I hear about that. Like seriously, that's
Yeah. It's so ironic. It's funny because we also have a guest coming on today.
oh we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah. And it's the same thing our guest said, once I posted it on our IG page to say we're talking about breast cancer today. Our guest was like, that's so ironic because she also has a friend that just passed.
is that yes? I saw it today. Is that the same one? Okay.
Yeah. And she's been on our show before, but she was like that it's so ironic because she just had somebody who passed. So, we were just chatting about this. So she's going to join us because I said, definitely if you could come on and chat with us, tell us about that experience because people need to hear, I think the more we talk about it, the better it is for everybody else. It's a very, very important topic.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So that's one moment.
Yep. Oh, so how have you been, Reese?
Well, give me 1 second. Had a good weekend. Um, it was good. I rested. I'm actually getting ready to move up the road to Granny. So I'm getting all sorted out.
Really?
Yes.
So what does that mean exactly?
I'm moving up with her. I'm going to be with her permanently.
You are?
Yes.
You finally made that decision?
I've been made the decision.
No, you go back and forth.
Go back and forth, but it was always the intention to move there eventually.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah, so we're actually she's still in Canada. She's living her best life, honey. Getting stuff right. I can't stand that lady. Okay, she is living her best life.
She's doing what?
Living her best life in Canada. She's there for the.
Oh,
She's
for vacation.
Yes. She went to visit her daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because when you said she's in Canada, I'm like, wait, I could have sworn you said she lives I forget, somewhere in Florida there.
Who? Yeah, she lives in Florida, but my aunt lives in Canada.
Ah,
Aunt,
okay, I'm missing the deets.
right. So my aunt purchased a house during the COVID time, and my
Okay.
with her nosy self said she wants to see the new house.
Ah,
She used to go to Canada every year because that's what she do, spend time. But then she's getting older now, and then the COVID, so she wasn't there for like 3 years.
okay.
Yes.
I got you. I got you. Okay, so when are you trying to make that big move, and why? Tell us why you made that decision.
Because she lives by herself. She's 95. She lives by
Huh?
herself. I mean, she's stubborn. I was trying to get her down here with me. And she was like, I've been in my house for 30 years. And old people, she's used to her surroundings. And
Mm-hmm.
she's getting to the point where she needs companionship because she's just in the house by herself. And so when I visit her, I have to make sure that I have nothing planned because she want to talk all day, and that's understandable because she doesn't have anybody around her to talk all the time.
Yeah.
Of that company,
And
and
older folks really love that, and they need to be able, they need an outlet, you know?
yeah, she does. Yes. So that's and then when I noticed that because I've been going up there so often, when it's time for me to leave, it's like she wanna like I don't want you to leave. And the last time I was like, okay, Grandma, when you come back from Canada, I'm going to be here. And so me and the boys moving up there. So yeah, 3 weeks.
Oh.
So
So
out of
how many of you guys gonna live with her now?
That's me and the boys. Me and my two boys.
Two boys. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm still gonna be traveling, but that's gonna be my principal address with her.
Okay. Okay. How far away from where you are now is it? I recall
And a half.
that it's kind of far, right?
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. So are you gonna miss where you are now? And
No, I'll be down here anyway because I still have to come. I just won't be down here that often. I work
oh,
remotely, so I still have to come in and check my properties and do my work, but I don't have to go in every day. You
yeah,
understand? And then when
yeah.
I leave, the boys will be there with her. You understand?
Okay.
Won't be by herself. So it's
Yeah,
yeah.
but you have the paint bar, the work bar.
All that's still gonna be going, girl. I'm superwoman.
I want to see. You're gonna have to teach me how you doing all that, hon.
I decided to take the plane down. It's just what 30, 45 minutes by plane.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
It's down here. So the
So
26th,
you don't think about reestablishing that there instead to make it a little bit easier?
I don't want it to be easier. I'm good. My job is down here.
Wow, girl.
I'm driving. I listen, when I'm on that road, before you know it, I'm back home. I'm back there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's for sure. That's for sure. Because you do go there frequently, which is good.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know.
Anything
Yeah.
for my nana. My
Oh, Reese. That's great. That's great. I'm glad you're gonna be spending time with her because that's important. When you get to a certain age,
yes.
it's important to it's important to have that. companionship, somebody to talk to. And then as you get older, I think, I'm not sure if we did a topic on the elderly here before, or something I've
Actually,
always
no. We actually always wanted to do a topic
to
on
do
that.
that. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
passionate about that topic
yeah,
forever.
like old people.
Old
Used to
people,
work.
the elderly.
I used to work in a assisted living facility.
Hmm.
I used to
Yeah.
do the activities for them part time. And girl, let me tell you, they love them some bingo. They didn't want to do
Uh,
anything else. Like we used to have movie day, trivia. When are we gonna play bingo? They don't want to hear nothing about no current news. They wanted that bingo. Yep.
yeah, they're over it already. They're over it. All of that sad news and all of that stuff. But honestly, I used to refer to them as the forgotten population, because a lot of times, you know how it is when you get older, suddenly you're like cast aside. A lot of people who are elderly, and we forget about them a little bit. And
Yes.
they need even more attention from us when they get a little bit older. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's gonna need you for a whole lot of reasons. So I'm glad she's
Yeah.
still fabulous and everything, though. That doesn't change. Maybe she'll teach you a little bit of that fabulousness, a little bit of that fabuloso.
I'm telling you. Yes.
Because she sure is a fabulous woman
Yeah, she sure is. That lady. Mm-hmm.
at 94 years young.
So how was your weekend?
My weekend was fine. It was quiet, of course, as usual. Fall is usually quiet, and then in my neck of the woods here in New York, New Jersey area, it's been rainy and damp and dark and kind of chilly. So some days are good. Some good days are sprinkled in. No pun intended. Of course, maybe pun intended. Some good days are sprinkled in to those rainy days, but it's kind of. So I like to relax. So it's been kind of quiet. It's been kind of quiet, to be honest with you. Yesterday I was supposed to, go to this fall festival and whatnot. And my girlfriend is gonna kill me because she drove all the way. She drove all the way there, Reese, to the fall festival. She's like, oh, she's calling me. She's like, are you on your way? Are you coming? I'm here, and it looks like this. And then I was like, yeah, so that's not really gonna happen today. She's so mad at me. And if you're listening, I love you, girl. I'm so sorry. She was not trying to hear me. So that's pretty much what's happening. What do you think about Reese in some of the news we've been hearing recently with Kanye?
Oh, girl. I'm like, I don't know. He needs to go sit on somebody's couch right now and try to clear his head or get some kind. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, I really
Because
don't
I
know
think we talked about this on the last show.
Or
When we
well,
have people,
him. Yeah, I'm listening.
yeah, I think we talked about this on the last show as well. But at the time, he had done the White Lives Matter stuff that we talked about, and the shirts he was wearing and everything. And then he went further, into anti-Semitic comments and all of that. But we had talked about the fact last time that JP Morgan Chase had dropped him. Remember?
Sure did.
Yeah,
Sure did drop him.
they dropped him. They sent him a letter.
And another company, the one that had the tie,
Yeah, Balenciaga.
they dropped him too.
Yes, Adidas they're on their way to dropping him too. So he's getting dropped from a
Oh,
lot, and it's just really sad. I'm like, what is it going to take for you to really understand that the comments are damaging? But what I saw today on television was that over the week, well, today, I think, in California, You know how sometimes you drive underneath those overpasses, those bridge overpass,
Uh-huh.
and you drive underneath them on the road. So there were people there and they hung a lot of big signs up,
Okay.
in support of all the stuff he's saying.
Them crazy too.
So that's what they're saying. You have to be so careful, because whoever, if you have a public persona and you have people following you, you have to be even more cautious about the things that you say and do, because there are people following you. You have a responsibility to be cautious about some of the inflammatory things that you are saying
Yes.
publicly, because some people will claim, oh well, it's free speech and I'm going to say what I want. But you have to realize that there are other people who are not mentally stable a lot,
Mhm.
or just are waiting for somebody like you to come out and say certain things that make them feel justified in their beliefs.
But now it's reported now that his lawyer dropped him and his talent agency dropped him because he refused to apologize for the um remarks that he's been making.
It's
And
really sad, because none of us as human beings, most of, I mean, I'm going to say human beings because there are some of us who act like we're not human beings. So I'm only referring to the human beings right now. The folks who are truly human beings do not wish harm or evil on another human being. You know what I'm saying? So I'm referring to the human beings right now.
mm-mm.
We don't wish harm on somebody else. But I gotta tell you, what he's doing is harmful.
It is. It is.
You know,
You know,
what he's doing is quite harmful,
mm-mm-mm.
and I feel bad for him. But there are consequences to certain actions.
Isn't he thinking about his children, like what they're gonna be thinking? Like, I mean, he needs to go into some. God, I tell you, Kim is she brave. I mean, you got to give it to her for be putting up with him all these years with that craziness. You know.
Mhm.
Now Adidas is thinking of breaking ties with him. They haven't done it yet, but they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think he cares.
And
I,
no, he doesn't, because he says that it's all free speech.
yeah,
And that's what he keeps saying. He's like, it's freedom of speech. And I will not let anybody restrict my rights to freedom of speech. And I understand all of that. But when you have a public platform, you've got to be careful of the things that you say. Because you're not just talking for yourself now. There are a whole lot of people who are just waiting to do as you say.
mm-mm-mm. Then he said, "Did you hear where he said that he can't be anti-Semitic? Did I see that right? Semitic,
Anti-Semitic.
yeah, because black people are actually Jew us.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, to be honest with you. Um, quite interesting. It's just like I said, it's really sad, and one always have to be, you know, responsible for the things that you say in life.
Exactly. So
And like I said, you have a public platform, just like you and I. We don't have a platform nearly as big enough as Kanye West or a lot of these celebrities out there. Our platform is very small, but still, because people can look up what we say on this platform and hear us on the radio. Hello, people out there in radio land. Because people can hear us, we have to be cautious of the things that we say also, because it could be used against us, or people listen and say, well, they said this and they said that, and it can be taken out of context.
yes, exactly.
So whenever you have, whether your platform is large or small, we just have to be careful.
Yeah, you see what happened with Cardi B, how she sued that girl for talking about her. See, that's why, yeah, it's I just say, and you have to be either you say allegedly, it is saying, you can't just be going on there and be like, oh, Carol this and Carol that without having some backative.
Yeah,
Cardi B's trying
exactly.
to her account. That girl don't have that money.
Sad.
You know, they made that example to show not to be you know, don't be going and talking about things about people that you don't know.
Exactly. It's called defamation of character, man. You know, and you say things, but like I said, some of us are not actual human beings. Okay. And for those of us who want to always bring someone else down, there are a lot of people out there who just want to do wicked things against other people just to see them fail or just to see them fall. And it's not right. You know what I'm saying? It's simply not right. So you're always going to have those. And now in the age of the internet, Reese, which
Oh,
we all know, and social media, oh, you call them keyboard warriors or whatnot. They're
yeah,
just sitting up back there just because their faces may be hidden. They think that they can say whatever they want and do whatever they want.
I don't realize that they're hurting people.
Yes, and they're tearing people down. And for a lot of celebrities, unfortunately, because they are public figures, people come out, once you come out and say certain things, then now it's on them to prove their innocence, which is so unfair.
Right.
You know, it's on them to prove their innocence because a bunch of people, inhuman, non-humans, will come out and say, oh, this one did this and that one did that and this one said this, even if it's not true. Now all of a sudden this person with the public platform has to go get lawyer and all this stuff to prove that they really didn't say this, because you got people who just decided that they wanted to be mean.
I tell you, girl, it's something.
What's the weather there like
It's nice
in
today.
Florida?
Actually, it was cool, nice and cool, not hot, not cold.
Oh, well, that's good. We're getting rain here again, girl.
Oh, little weather when you know that it's coming. That's
Yes.
not enough to bring out the boots.
Not boots time yet. I hear you. Boots and chunky sweaters. That's what I like about the fall. I like the colors, and I'm in terms of like fashion, not just the leaves on the ground and whatnot. I'm talking about like the fashion that you wear. I love chunky sweaters. I love the browns and the oranges, burnt orange and mustard colors. Love that.
Burnt,
Huh?
burnt, or burnt,
Burnt orange.
burnt orange.
That's a thing, girl. I love that color.
It is.
Yes, I love that. And those nice, pretty greens and stuff. I love the kind of mustard color, not like the bright yellow, because that I like in the summertime. But
So,
in the fall, you got this color.
so I gotta tell you this joke before we go into our topic of the day.
Yeah.
I'm spilling tea on me. Okay.
Like you always do.
Always do.
What else is new?
I have no shame. So all I know that I need to stay in my lane. When they say stay in your lane, believe me, stay in my lane. So you'll appreciate the story. So over the weekend, I'm like, okay, I got my LCAM, I got my license and everything, and I'm just doing everything. And I'm like, I want to treat myself. I just want to treat myself for all the hard work that I've done and everything that I've gone through. I'm like, I'm really gonna treat myself to something. So anyway, I'm like, okay. My grandmother had given me a Gucci tote, a vintage,
Oh.
right, from way back. She bought it in the 80s. I'm like, okay, let me see. I want to have a Gucci. So, girl, let me tell you. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on the website. So me and my son went on the website, and I'm telling him, oh son, I want to do that. Let me go on the Gucci. Girl, we went on that Gucci website, and when I saw them prices, I had no clue. People,
Yes.
I am a purse person.
Mm-hmm.
Had no clue. $3,000. Is it because I'm broke and hate not people that can afford to buy?
It's cause you broke, girl. It's cause you broke.
Carol, $3,000.
Oh, yes, darling. Those are the prices and more. So, like, if you think about, let's say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I stopped at $3,000. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh yes. What's the price? We talked about this before. What's the price for like them Birkin bags?
So I was, girl, let me tell you
Those
something.
are even way more. You can't even get those.
Girl, I will stick to Coach. Okay. I love my Coach. And that
They're
is,
nice leather. Mm-hmm.
see, I have I do everything Coach. My glasses are Coach. My watch
Wait
is,
a minute. What happened to your Michael Kors?
no, I never did. No, I always say Michael Kors, but I've never owned a Michael Kors
And you talk about Michael Kors so much, girl.
because I know everybody likes Michael. Every other woman I see with a Michael Kors.
Okay, you just lost your Michael Kors sponsorship. See, that's just messed up.
This
That's just messed up, girl.
I bought this for my birthday 2 years ago.
Oh, that's cute.
When I saw it, right, I said, okay, for them on the plaza. Oh, it's gonna be up. This is my birthday. When I got the purse, this is how small it was.
That's what I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's pretty small.
I was gonna send it back, and then I was like, that's cute. And then had no clue that this design was LGBT sign. So it's the
Oh, it's the colors.
I bought it because I'm colorful and bubbly, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, the rainbow colors.
rainbow color. So like, I hope they don't think not that it matter anyway. But I'm just saying, I love it. I
Oh,
would
I didn't know that that's what that was. Also, I would have thought it was just a colorful bag.
know how I knew that.
Girl, because we from the Caribbean, we like colors.
You know how I knew that when you remember I was taking calls for coach once,
Yeah.
and that's how I knew when I did the training and everything. That's
Oh,
yes, honey. So that was
you better walk around with your LGBTQ bag, girl.
my son bought me the watch for my birthday, right? So he was like, "You better not be putting that down to saying you weird because he's let me frugal like yourself."
Yes,
But
frugal is the word.
when he buys for me,
Yeah.
it is like hold on, he really goes out of his way to treat his mama.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, he's like he always tell me, listen, out of your four kids, I have to like you because none of the other kids don't like you, so I have to like you. That's a running joke. I know I
That's
won't be going in
very
no nursing.
sweet.
I won't be going in the nursing home. You know.
Mm,
So, but
mm.
tell that
Don't be going in the nursing home, girl.
moral of the story is stay in your lane. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Who the hell are the Joneses anyway? I
I
need to
don't know.
how did they come up with that? Keeping up with the Joneses.
I
The
know. Like, who are the Joneses?
Joneses must be as broke as us too.
You know, who said the Joneses got more money? Because we don't know who they are.
If y'all know the Joneses, hook them up so we can send them our way so we can interview them.
You
All
know what
right,
I'm saying? We'd like to talk to them.
back to the Joneses. We talk to the so I thought I would share that. So I'll stick to my coach. I'm good.
No. All right.
Too funny. How about I want Gucci? Gucci wear.
Yeah. Gucci wear. That's the word for you. Gucci wear. What Gucci?
Man, 3,000. Anyway, I'm not hating for people that can afford it. I guess when you're a millionaire and you have all that money, that is nothing. You understand?
Yes, it's a drop in the bucket.
Man, they're not even
But
miss
for people who are broke
what?
and ain't got that kind of money
Oh, you know what's
and have to count our pennies,
but you
then
know
yeah,
what's
that
funny?
is a whole lot.
You know what's funny? You have some females or even men that will go and buy this. I know that they don't have the money.
Oh yes. Oh
Either
yes.
it was no, but I told myself if I really want a Gucci, I'm just gonna set up a Gucci savings account.
That's the way to do it. If you really want something that badly, set your sights on it, set your goals that is what you want, and then save towards it. Don't put yourself in debt for it and be indebted, for the rest of your life, or you're living at home with your parents or something, but you got this expensive purse.
No, sir. Yep.
Mm-mm.
So that was my tea on myself. I've been talking about myself.
That's good, girl. We like to hear your tea.
So when y'all see me with my Gucci bag, you know I saved my little 2 pence.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, my $20. That's what my girlfriend did. She is frugal. Girl, when two of y'all could be friends. She is cheap. Y'all cheap. Cheap. she
We are frugal.
bought her Louis Vuitton.
Frugal.
Did her
Anyway, let's run with it, girl. Let's hop into our topic. Let's play our.
It's now time for our topic of the day.
Boom. Yes, it is. Our topic of the day is what, Reese? What are we talking about?
No, but we, in honor of Cancer Awareness Month. October is Cancer Awareness Month. We did
breast cancer, to be specific.
Did breast cancer or cancer awareness?
Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. We did not want to end the month without discussing. Cannot discuss it too many times.
Yeah, it's something that we have to talk about and talk about and talk about. We can't talk about this enough. And we just want everybody to, we're going to keep on talking about this because, especially like we always say, in the Black and brown communities, a lot of times, you know, we're not paying attention. There's like this fear, there's a stigma around it. And or sometimes we just feel like, okay, if I feel good, I feel fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I feel good. You know, and while you don't know that you're actually not good. Okay. Right. You don't know that you're actually not good. So you need to go get checked. And there are special apparatus that they have. I don't know the plural of that word, that they have to check whether you have breast cancer or not. So you definitely want to, we're going to keep talking about this, and hopefully if we can help one person to get over this stigma, get past it, go get yourself checked, then we're happy. That's what we want to do here. Okay, because we have to talk about it, especially in the Black and brown communities. Go get yourself checked. Check it, check every day. So with that,
I want to, before we start, I want to shout out to Suzette, who's listening to us today.
Hey, Suzette.
Sister Whitefall, Suzette.
Yes. Hey.
Yes.
Yes. So we definitely want to jump in here. Racy, I don't know. What should we do? We have a video. It's in the chat. Do you see it?
Hold on. Let me
on your screen.
Give me 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have this video, and I
built her own web.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I liked this video because I'm trying to see if we should do it now or do it. Let's do it now. Let's just jump into this video. Some of it might be a little bit long, but we can start off at around position at 45 seconds. So there's this show called The Doctors. Okay. And on an episode of The Doctors, they interviewed Cheryl Lee Ralph, who we love, our Jamaican lady, Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, the actress.
With Ian? She was talking.
The Doctors, yes. Okay. So Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph was interviewed on that show. Put my glasses on, you know, trying to be cute and take my glasses off. Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, as well as Belle Calloway, was interviewed on here. They both did the short films, 2 different short films, talking about breast cancer, especially in the Black and brown communities, because you know, a lot of us Black and brown folks, we ignore our health warnings and signs a lot of the times. So they did this, and I just kind of wanted to show a little bit about it and give them credit, because this is not our show. So if you could start at 45 seconds, do you have it?
Site on web.com. Thing is, Becky's a natural at ceramics, but a newcomer at building websites.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and joining us via Zoom.
Yes. Of course, we know October is breast cancer awareness.
Awareness.
45, she's before 45. Or you
Okay.
that particular place?
There, I've been
Ah.
talking to people, especially in the African American community, that your health is your greatest wealth. And too many of us don't appreciate it until it is gone. And it really frightens me. It really frightens me.
Absolutely. You know, as part of your mission to empower and bring awareness, you directed a short film, and I love it. It's called Like, Comment, Subscribe. Let's take a look.
After an abnormal mammogram, I'm here for a biopsy. A little scary, but health is wealth. Okay. That's all for today, ravers. Remember to get screened, ask questions, and always make it to your annuals. Thank you for tuning in to Raving Tales, where I live every day like a holiday. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe on Media Box for more of everything Raven.
Light and love.
Stop.
Pause.
Okay.
So right there, that show that was directed by Cheryl Lee Ralph. It's a short film, and the name of it is called Like, Comment, Subscribe. So it's really just to remind everybody that go and get your screenings for breast cancer. Please, it is that important. Now we're going to hear Cheryl talk. Don't move. Don't move. We're going to hear Cheryl talk, but they're also now going to chat real quickly with Vanessa Bell Calloway. You can just continue.
We are also joined by Vanessa Bell Calloway, who also directed a short. The name of that short is A Long Look in the Mirror. Let's take a look.
So, I mean, what are you saying exactly? What I'm saying is that the cancerous cells have spread to nearby lymph nodes and to your muscles. Okay. Wait a minute. Are you saying I have breast cancer? Yes.
Wow, you talk about power. What great, great work. Vanessa, thanks for joining us. Talk about why you were so interested and determined to be involved in the project that you directed.
Well, it's important to me because I am an 11-year breast cancer survivor. I had stage 1 DCIS. And this October is my 11th year of surviving. So when I was asked to direct this, I thought it was just like it was perfect for me. It was important to me in a lot of reasons. Obviously, being a survivor, but more importantly, getting the word out to our community. Also, if you have a good group of girlfriends, I have this web series called In the Company of Friends, All Things Healthy, and it was in partnership with Susan G. Coleman and the ad campaign, Know Your Girls. And it's a very important message because know your girls, know these girls, but also know the girls in your lives. Check up on each other, remind each other. Hey, Cheryl, did you get your mammogram this year, girl? Just checking up on you. Want to make sure you're healthy, sis. You know, we got to help each other.
So October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm going to say what Vanessa said. Check on your girls. Know your girls, and that's self-exam.
Well, Cheryl and Vanessa,
check your girls and check on your girls.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Well, Cheryl and Vanessa, thank you guys so much for your legendary work, by the way, not just in this sphere, but all the work you've done and how you've inspired people and taken care of them.
Girl, you have me watching this.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. I thought it was wonderful. And, you know, I wanted to show these beautiful ladies and how they're trying to empower other women and women of color. It's not just for women of color, of course. We talk about that on the show all the time. But a lot of times, you know, especially in the Black and the brown communities, sometimes we put that emphasis because we want people to get up and go out. It is that important, because this is the community that sometimes we're the most disparaged, and we do not pay attention to the things that we should be paying attention to. Okay, so that's the reason why we specifically wanted to single y'all out and say, go check on your girls, like Cheryl Lee Ralph said, and Vanessa Bell Calloway said, check your girls and check on your girls. Okay. So with that, and we can put the link to that show as well, or that clip for you. So if you want to go back and check it out, you're welcome to do so. We're going to have the link on our YouTube channel after this because we post the episodes there, by the way. And so what's breast cancer? Right? In a nutshell, we know that cancer, right, Reese, cancer is a disease, and it's a disease in which cells in the breast grow out of control. That's what it is. The cells grow out of control. And there are different types of breast cancer. And the type of breast cancer depends on which cells in the breast turn into cancer. So it depends. It depends on which cells are going to turn into cancer. And it could begin in different parts of the breast. Okay, so it's not just specific to one spot. This is why you have to keep on checking. All right. And if you're not sure, also, you can go out to the CDC website and just type in like, what is breast cancer? And you'll be able to see and get a lot more information there. Which, by the way, Reese, you didn't notice that I'm wearing my pink for breast cancer awareness, girl.
All the pink, but it didn't register, delayed.
You didn't say nothing. I'm like, I'm trying to impress you and everything, and you didn't say nothing.
Girl, you gotta nudge me sometimes.
Well, at least you're representing with your pink headphones, right?
Always. You talk about me and my pink headphones, I'm always representing.
At least that you're representing with the pink headphones, girl. And for those of you all who are on the radio and you're not seeing, I'm rocking my little pink for breast cancer awareness and my little pink flower in my hair, girl. I thought I was looking cute with my little, and you didn't even say nothing.
You is cute, girl. You is cute.
You know what I'm saying, girl? Like my little pink flower and everything. Oh, yes. So, like I was saying, that's what really breast cancer is. There's cells in the breast that grow out of control, and it happens. And for most women have breasts. So there is the potential for breast cancer. We're going to chat a little bit more about that in 1 second. All right. So there's also a risk of breast cancer by age. And I just want to run through that real quickly. We're not going to go like in a whole lot of detail about it, but we just want you to be aware, everybody who's listening. So breast cancer by age, your risk factor gets more significant the older you get. Okay. The younger you are, it's a little bit more rare, but as you get older, there's more of a risk. And most of us women, if you're over like the age of 40, you already know, you've been told by your doctor several times. If you go to your doctor's visits, you've been told that you need to go get this checked out, right? So if you're over 40, you definitely want to go. And I think you have to get a mammogram like every year, right, Reese? Mm-hmm. Reese, are you with me, girl?
I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you, my dear.
Hearing aids.
Yeah, I think I do. That too. So back in 2017, a study was done, and 50% of all new cases of invasive breast cancer occurred in women 50 to 69 years of age. 50 to 69 years of age. 50%.
Wow.
That's like half the amount of women. That's a high statistic. Mm-hmm. That's very, very high. So, and maybe like some women in their 30s, 1 out of 220 to 227 in their 30s, 0.4 chance of increase is 1 out of 28 if you're between 40 to 50, and the number goes up and higher and higher. All right, and this is for women in the US that I'm talking about. Now, another quick statistic that kind of surprised me, and I want to mention this real quickly, is people who have given birth. People who have given birth are at a higher risk of developing breast cancer than those who have not, for as long as 20 years after your pregnancy.
Wow.
So in a nutshell, that means if you've had a child up to 20 years after your pregnancy, you're at a higher risk of getting breast cancer. Did you know that, Reese?
Did not know that.
I did not know that. So you definitely, if you've had a baby, had a child, you make sure you go get yourself checked out. Okay, please, it is that important. Go get yourself checked out. Even if you're sitting down and you're feeling fabulous and fantastic, you don't know what's going on, excuse me, inside your body. And that's why they have these mammogram machines and 3D machines. They're doing 3D mammograms now for women who have like dense tissue in the breast. So these machines can't see through to see anything. So they're doing like these 3D mammograms. So they're trying to accommodate us women in every which way, shape, or form.
I see that.
Yeah. And I want to also say, listen, breast cancer, like I said before, it's not only for Black women, or it's not specific to any race. Okay. Breast cancer is not specific to any one race. It affects all women of all races in the same exact way. We have breasts, it affects us. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter whether you're Black, purple, blue, yellow, pink, doesn't matter.
Or a woman.
Yes.
Even though it's rare, not rare, but for the men, it's a lower number than what men do. Because I remember this actor.
Yes.
Roundtree, he had it. Breast cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Men do get breast cancer as well. I was going to touch on that in a little bit. Let me see where I saw the statistics for men. Men with breast cancer. Can men get breast cancer? Yes, even though it's mostly common, mostly found in women, but men do get it, like you said, Reese. And about 1 out of every 100 breast cancer diagnosed in the US is found in a man. That is also a high statistics. 1 out of 100. We got millions of people here. Okay. And 1 out of every 100 is a man. So definitely, men want to check that out too. And for men, it happens at any age also, but most likely between age 60 and 70. And it increases for the man if he has a family history of breast cancer or other genetic factors. So if it runs in your family, yeah, you could be affected by it too. Because men do have breasts too. It just doesn't grow as large as women. You know, but like I said, it affects all women, but the mortality rate is approximately 40% higher among Black women compared to white women and other races. And that's why we wanted to impress upon you guys, you women, females, and men in the Black and brown community. It affects every woman, regardless of the race you are. But in the Black and brown community, the mortality rate is 40% higher. So if you are Black or brown, run, go get yourself checked. All right, run and get that checked out. I get mine done every year. You do too, right, Reese? Did you get yours done this year yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I remember last year when we did this story in October, it was the same thing. We were like, I think me and Kim were like, Reese, did you get yours done yet? And you were like, not yet. We were like, wait a minute, we're not gonna stop bugging you till you get this thing done.
I know.
No. And now we're on you again.
Yes.
And you're on a show asking Black and brown people to get this done, and you're not doing it, huh? Some teacher you are.
I didn't sign up for that, ma'am.
You better go sign up for it.
Yeah, but you're right. I really do need to do that.
Oh, absolutely. So I know that we have a wonderful, lovely guest on with us. She was on with us just now. Kadean, are you there with us, my dear?
Yes, I'm here, Carol. I'm listening to you guys.
Oh, welcome to our show, girl.
Thank you. How are you guys doing? I had to go and set up my environment a little bit better because, as I told you, I'm in Jamaica. On the recovery end of getting over a virus that my daughter had, and I guess she thought it was nice of her to bring a gift home so the whole household could enjoy.
Oh my goodness. Poor thing.
Yeah, so I'm in
We
I'm
need
in Jamaica, and the background is a little bit noisy every now and again. So I'm like, I need to set my environment up properly. So I need to go
Kadean,
get my headphones. Yes.
don't rub it in, okay? We already know you're in Jamaica. Don't
No, right?
No, listen.
I'm
It's not
jealous.
even. It's not even a trip like that. This is more business like.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Business pleasure. You're in Jamaica, okay?
I know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're just jealous. See, she just hating right now, Katie, and she just hating. She hating because you're in Jamaica.
Oh
You know?
gosh.
I'm trying to keep
Trying to
an
get-
open mind myself, but when you said you were in Jamaica, I was like, oh,
Yes, not that kind of Jamaica. No, this is like business, get
I hear
sorted, grab a patty here and there,
oh,
and then
wow.
head back home.
I
Okay.
hear you. I hear you. Sometimes we got to do that, girl.
Yes.
Next time it'll be the pleasure trip.
Yep.
But then you said you were sick because your daughter brought home that wonderful gift.
You're right.
Oh,
It's not even Christmas yet.
oh
Gosh.
my goodness. I hope you guys feel better soon.
Yeah, she's taking all the ailments and the mix up and blenders. Grandma used to put it, you crush out your garlic and you put it in honey. And you take a teaspoon of it, that plus the Western medicine and a lot of water to take to keep hydrated. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I tell you, that garlic is like a miracle drug.
It
It
is.
fixes almost anything.
Trust me, yes.
Some garlic. Drink some garlic tea. This, that.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially
Yes.
back home too. What?
I'm gonna put some
Mm.
garlic oil. Where the hell? Make it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yes. So my dear, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time. But I want to first, before we even start, I want to say thank you for joining us all the way from Jamaica, girl. Yes, man. Yes.
So so we show at.
Yes, man, live. You have to connect
Yes.
with Let's Connect. Like,
Hot.
what else can you do?
You
What was that?
It's not hot. It's hot.
It's
It's
hot.
hot.
You don't know, right, Reese? So,
Wow.
Kadean, thank you so much for joining us and popping in with us last minute and everything. But we are doing the show today on breast cancer that we talked about, and just to bring awareness, we usually do this every year in October because October is the month of breast cancer awareness.
Right.
Every month we like to just remind everybody that, listen, people, this, even if you don't have it, go get yourself checked. If you're a male or female, go get yourself checked, especially if you're over the age of 40, and you
Yes.
had an interesting story to tell us. So I didn't want to relay your story necessarily. So I was hoping that you could tell us, what you meant.
I mean, a mixture of emotions. Literally, I just heard that a good friend of mine, ex-coworker of mine here in Jamaica, her sister, which I know both of them are very close. Her sister passed away from breast cancer, and just not knowing the full details, but what it appears is as if the sister, who's my friend, learned about it after the fact or after the diagnosis. And then I kind of dwelled on it a little bit, and I thought back to my aunt who lived in New York, in Queens, and the story that came after, like, I guess on the last lap of her sickness, was that nobody knew. I mean, like, she was a smoker, yes, but nobody knew that was why she was sick, that it was the big C.
Right.
And so I just thought, like, is it that And there was no family member that could come forward and say, well, you know, this was the situation. Yes, she told me and she was nervous to tell everybody, but at least she confided in one person. So I just thought about it and I'm wondering, is there some shame to the diagnosis? Where is that part of the mentality for the person who has the cancer to think that if I don't tell anybody, if I don't share anybody, then something about the sickness is gonna be okay.
Right.
And you either learn about it years after, you know, many of us, it was the nature of, you know, aunt this is sick, or aunt so, or uncle so and so is sick, and you only learn that later on in life that it was actually cancer, it was actually this. And it's so important for us because you go through life and there are things that affects you or experiences that you need to go through that you need to be equipped with that information, because if it's hereditary, then I think it's something I need to know so that if I'm going to be preventative, then I can equip myself with whatever I need to know. But how am I going to know if it's not shared in the family to say, well, you know, so and so died on your mother's side or your father's side because of this. So now you have kids, maybe it's something that you need to be more conscious and intentional about. So it was just something that came up in my thoughts because it's been so close to me in my family, and now for my friend to be passing. So when I saw your post, I was like, wow, it's really tight. Like I literally, like, we found out maybe 2 days ago.
Wow.
That she passed. Yeah. And it was sudden to me because beautiful girl, just beautiful spirit inside and outside. And I would never have thought that, you know, she would have been one, sick, and two, sick with cancer. I never thought that. But yeah, I don't know. There is, and the opposite of that story is one remarkable woman that I met through a mutual friend of ours. She tells her story and it's like a testimony. Like when you hear her talk about her different rounds of chemotherapy that she's been, and she's another beautiful woman. You would never know that, one, she's a mature woman, so she's up in age, and two, that she's been going through a couple of rounds of chemotherapy. You wouldn't know. So I'm like looking at the difference. Is it a mindset? How can we prepare the person to say, if you should find out that this is their diagnosis, how can you combat part of the battle then, in terms of sharing and see how that can probably free up your mind? Because you know there's a deep connection between your mind and the healing of your body.
Right.
So I mean, my mind just went, and when I saw that post, I was just like, whoa. And that's why I got that long post, so my apologies, but you know, it was just right there.
You know what, Kadean, you're saying that, and it could be fear. They don't want their loved ones to worry, because the minute we hear cancer,
yes,
we think, oh, they're gonna go get better. We think death, cancer, death. So maybe that's the reason why she didn't share it with anybody, because she didn't want anyone to start worrying about it. Instead, you know, maybe she needs that person. Okay, we're gonna beat this. Let's do right. So it could, maybe she's not thinking like that.
Yeah.
And you're right, Reese. It's like that's that side of it, like Reese just said. It's that immediately, even for the person themselves, you know, you're thinking that your family or friends, everybody is going to think of death, you know, in relation to you. But even for you yourself, you know, all you might be thinking of that too, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Suddenly you start to see your clock ticking. So we associate that a lot of times with that fear, and is our own mortality and death. Just the end result is death, and that's all we think about. And like you said, that causes even more stress, more anxiety. But there are so many, what I want to say with that is, there are so many cancer survivors, breast cancer survivors. So it's not necessarily only associated with death.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of people who survived this thing.
But they're not thinking like that. And I think the minute you find out that you have cancer and you start to worrying, that's when you start getting everything, you get sicker, or that's when things started happening. Before you didn't know, so you're walking around, you're not knowing that you have cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So true. You
minute
know,
you worry, and then that's when everything start. I think that's what happened. Some people, I don't know how I would.
And so even as I think about that factor, which is very true, Reese, I'm thinking, so what is popular is a walk, a road to bring awareness to the actual cancer issue, the statistics, you hear it repeatedly over and over. But I'm wondering, is there much work being done around the mindset of the patient who just learned about the diagnosis, the patient who, not the patient, the person who is nursing the person with cancer, or the mindset of the person who just came out of, surviving cancer?
Right.
Like, we have a day, we have a month for mental awareness, mental health awareness. We have a month for breast cancer awareness. But like, where is the hybrid that brings the two together? Because I just think there is a crazy link there, that sometimes it's the worry that gets us out of the game sooner than we need to.
Exactly.
On finding a cure. That's what we're concentrating on. Get treatment, get a cure. We need this, but we're not thinking about when you hear the news for the first time, you have cancer. Where does that mind, like, okay, where's your mind at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have, okay, my options are taking treatment, this and that, but you're right, Kadean, in between that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a guest on the show right now with us live on our Facebook who's commented. Marcel Burnett. Hey Marcel, welcome.
Marcel.
So, hey Marcel. So Marcel said it's not the worry that you think of first, it's the lack of support. So that ties in with what you were saying also, Kadean. It's the fear of the lack of support, right? And Marcel is saying it's very vague. They're very vague. So and especially I would say then in the Black and Brown community, to your point, Reese, is like, where is the support? For someone who has learned that they have this diagnosis now, do they know what to do? I'm not sure how much and the extent of the support that there is out there, but I do know I want to say some cancer support organizations, but I'm not absolutely certain of that. But if that's the case, then a lot of times today we have to be our own advocates in our health. So if that's the diagnosis, then you want to talk to the doctor. Don't stop pushing. Find out what support groups are out there for me. What type of resources do I have available to me? What's the next step right now? What do I need to do? How do I get through this thing?
Yeah.
And make them provide you with all the information that they possibly can.
Let's see, that in between step.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I can just anticipate, like, how crazy is that? How many things are running through your mind at the same time.
Yeah.
Driving, and all you're thinking about, I have cancer, I'm gonna die. And who you're gonna call, it's the truth. Never thought about that part right there.
Yeah. And Marcel said there are lots of hoops to jump through. Lots of hoops. And you mentioned that, Kadean, about your friend's sister who just passed. And I have a friend who recently discovered that they have breast cancer as well. So right now we're in the throes of it. Through, and we're all trying to be very supportive and loving and kind, just to make sure. But I am sure
Another
that
point.
this is constantly on their mind, but we're trying to give that support as much as we can. But again, what are the broader scope of support?
Yeah.
Same person have to be receptive because you may be out there pouring and be like, I'm so sorry going through, and they don't want to hear that.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't want to hear that. They don't want no pity, no self-pity, that so maybe
Yeah.
to why they just lock off themselves and they want to deal with themselves because now everybody's gonna look at them as, oh,
Poor thing.
poor thing. Exactly. And especially if the person was a strong, vibrant person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what they were the person that was giving the support, and now
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah. I
now
think
suddenly they're seeing themselves in that light. And Reese, you on point today, girl. Oops.
it tried me like I never girl.
Oh, you hot today. You hot today, girl. Usually she's
Oh,
very
God.
quiet and stuff. Today she's like hitting her points. Good job, girl.
Yeah.
But I so agree with you, Reese, in terms of what you're saying, because according to the uwhealth.org, they talked about that very thing. Some people don't want to be asked about their cancer all the time, or
Yeah.
they don't feel like they need to give reports to everybody. They're very sensitive to it and they don't want to talk about it because they're also trying to deal with it, you
Yeah.
know?
That is
Yeah.
why
So equally, really, we as a community, then I don't know. I could be talking out of turn because I don't know, but I'm just thinking more of what has been marketed has been around finding a cure and not so much what do we do as the person looking on a loved one who just found out who is going through, how do I deal with it? I've always thought about it since I've been in this country because the homemade person is very crucial, that homemade nurse. And it was a lot of Jamaican nurses who are giving care to these persons with all sorts of ailments. And I'm saying, what happens to that nurse aide when she goes home? And you have to go through that mentally, like you're dealing with a complete stranger, but then what's happening to your family members who are probably actually going through that? So my point is to say, where are the resources, or we need to be actively involved and communicating and promoting the resources that can help both persons in the situation, the person who is going through the diagnosis and the person who is looking on. Because again, as you said, it's a very sensitive issue. And while I might tell you friend A, I don't feel to go over the same story again with friend B. So, but at some point in time, friend B might find out, and then that's a different reaction. And then it's like I'm living through it all over again. So like, it's how do we sensitize the persons involved in this diagnosis? Like, how do you support each other,
but
to the best?
with you, Kadean, you think outside the box. Because when we had you on the show before, when you came on and you were talking about that particular, when you were talking about immigration and how, you remember how she tied it in with, they need to know about certain things. Here you are
But
again.
it's true. It's true. Maybe more overthink too much. I don't know.
Something that I never thought about, that how they've, what happens in between of hearing the news and starting taking treatment or thinking about treatment or, something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people skip over that part.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here you are like, okay, what happens when the person sits and hear the news? What's the next thing clicking?
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that she's bringing that up because there's so many people who are thinking like that. They've just gotten their diagnosis, or maybe they've gotten it before, but they're still thinking about that. And they have valid reasons. Some people who why they don't want to share their diagnosis. The other thing is,
I couldn't keep it. No.
Yeah.
On my sleeve, so everybody would know that something is wrong. Because I'm not one to keep nothing. Because, I'm like, Carol.
Marcel also says you don't necessarily really just think about death, right? So she's also like Kadean, think outside, to think about other things. I don't know what Marcel's experience with breast cancer is, whether she knows someone, etc., or personally has an experience. But Marcel is also contributing to our education today, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you, Marcel.
Yes, girl, that's
Marcel says,
my bright friend. Let me figure out my bright friend.
yes, Marcel said, you really think of sorting out things for your loved ones.
Yes. Yes.
That's another big kicker.
I
So
know that.
suddenly it's like, oh, you start thinking about your kids or blah, 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 you know, that's a big thing.
Yep. Yep. And how the kid, can you tell the kids? You worry about how they will, what they're
How are
gonna.
they gonna react? And what is life gonna be like for them if you're no longer there? You know,
Yes.
so that's what she's saying, sorting things out for your loved ones.
Worry about that all the time.
So for those of us and those of you out there who are going through this, we hear you, we're with you. And these are the things that you are going through. So take your time, work through it, and don't be afraid of it. Just try to do your best in terms of, if you know you've got kids, then you want to reach out to somebody to maybe do a will and get certain of those. Don't be afraid to say, oh my God, I don't even want to think about dying. Eventually, all of us at some point will be there. Sad to say. But you know,
also, you have some people that they don't want to talk to people, or people, they don't want them to see them, or they don't want, but there's a lot of groups out there that you don't have to show your face. You have blogs, you have stuff that you can type into to get that support also. So you don't have to literally be on, go to a group per se, but talking about it will help. Definitely will.
Definitely. But you know, a lot of people don't want to think about that. Like we said, don't want to think about the fact that, death may come at the end of it. But again, we're saying it doesn't necessarily mean death.
Look at it, at least they have time to prepare.
Right.
Get, do what they have to do, as opposed to just, I mean, I don't want it to sound insensitive, but you have time to, get stuff in order,
Right.
so
Right. And
it's sad to say, but sometimes you just have to see it,
yes,
because it is the truth. And I mean, as a licensed life insurance agent, from what I've seen, like the excuses that you hear, I don't want to talk about insurance, come I got jinx myself, or once you get the insurance, now it's like you're calling death on yourself. No, it's like, if you believe that prevention is better than the cure, then there are so many ways that you can prepare yourself even before you even get that diagnosis that you're sick. And it's such a great loss to you personally, of what you can contribute to your own family and your community. It's such a great loss on those who are left behind, as to how they cope moving forward. Because it's one thing to have to cope with the loss of the loved one. It's another thing to cope with the loss of the loved one, plus the loss of your lifestyle. You have to move house, you have to go into this program because the funds are not there, or you can't continue school because you have to start work. It's a lot, and then that's added stress on top of the grieving of the loved one. So it's a lot that goes into it. And I think our conversation, as we celebrate breast cancer awareness, is to talk about those conversations that are not making the headlines. From what I see, it's a one story here and there, and a walk run here and there. But what about the other parts of the situation? What about the other things that are affecting these people that are walking that fight right now? Like, are we talking to them? Are we pulling that information together to share to others, and help them and help ourselves?
Absolutely. And so, to jump ahead a little bit, ladies, I just want to mention to everybody who are listening right now, thanks for sticking with us. Some of the reasons why African Americans, it's more prevalent, breast cancer. For white women, Caucasian women, they develop breast cancer more than Black women, but the mortality rate is higher in Blacks and African Americans than in any other group. But the reason for this is the social, economic, behavioral factors, right? That accounts for these factors. Like Black women are more likely to have diabetes. Okay, we all know about diabetes in the Black and brown community. Heart disease, obesity, and we're less likely to breastfeed after childbirth, according to this Black women and breast cancer site. And these are all risk factors for breast cancer. Now, some of the signs that you want to look for, and we're told to check, you can check your breasts daily, everybody. Please raise the arm above your head and you check. You can use if you raise your left arm, you use your right arm and you check and feel for any kind of lumps or nodules. So if there's a new lump in the breast or underarm, under your armpit, okay, you want to check that. Thickening or swelling of part of the breast. If it's thicker than before and it feels like there's some sort of swelling there, if there's irritation or dimpling of the skin around your breast, if there's any dimpling, suddenly there's a dimple that you never had before, you want to pay attention to that. Redness, flaky skin in the areas of the nipples of the breast. If there's any pulling, okay, pulling in or of the nipples, or if there's pain in that area. So if suddenly it's like pulling inward, that's really different from before. Those are some of the signs that you want to look out for. And then you want to go immediately, run, not walk, to your doctor to go get that checked out. All right. And I just now also want to mention real quickly, we're skipping over a lot, but we're fast forwarding. What are some of the ways that you can prevent breast cancer, right? Or prevent cancer in general? Don't use tobacco, okay, for smokers. Eat a healthy diet, maintain a healthy weight, stay physically active, protect yourself from the sun, because believe it or not, Black people get sunburn too, okay? And we can get sun damage and skin cancer. So protect yourself from the sun. Get an SPF lotion or sunblock and put it on when you go outside. A lot of us Black folks are like, yo, we got melanin in our skin.
Yeah, why we need sunscreen? I thought
we need sunscreen.
That's what I thought.
Yep. For the longest time, we think, oh, that's just for white people.
Supposed to show shade all the while?
What? I'm agreeing with you, you silly. Do you wear sunblock every day, Reese?
First of all, do I go sunblock where?
See?
I don't wear sunblock.
You say I'm throwing shade, right? See?
To do and to, oh my God, like it's so much. I need a checklist in the morning.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to do, but you know what?
The
other thing is get vaccinated, people. There's a thing for like hepatitis B. Okay, you want to get the vaccination against that because that increases your risk to develop liver cancer. It's not breast cancer, but it increases your risk to develop liver cancer. The HPV, human papilloma virus, all right, and that's an STD. It's a sexually transmitted virus, but that leads to cervical cancer and other genital cancers. Yes. And usually from the age of like 11 and 12, boys and girls should get that vaccine. I took my kid as soon as she turned 12. I was like, give me this vaccine for my kid now. Because it is that serious. So if you have children, make sure they're vaccinated against HPV. I'm saying that again. If you're not sure what it is, ask their doctor when you take them in. If they're around the age of 11 and 12, boys and girls, make sure they get that HPV vaccine. Critical. All right. And then get medical care. Avoid risky behaviors. You know what those are. Just, having several partners and all those types of things. And
don't be loose out there, people.
What?
Don't be loose out there.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, avoid those types of risky behaviors, please. So some foods that you can eat, right? Broccoli to help you. You love broccoli?
I love vegetables, although y'all don't think so, but I do.
You don't love no vegetables, girl. You love them chicken wings and chicken wings and chicken wings
I love
all day.
I love broccoli. You see?
Yes, broccoli is good. Blueberries and goji berries, right? Very, very good. Key foods. Blueberries are good for everything. That's another superfood.
Oh, blueberry?
Yeah, blueberries. Very, very good. When I eat my oatmeal in the mornings, because now also I have to eat a certain diet. So I'll have my oatmeals and I put blueberries in it. Oatmeal, blueberries and apples. But blueberries are superfood, girl. No sugar. Cranberries. Okay, cancer fighting. Dark green leafy vegetables. Green tea, turmeric. I cooked chicken last night and I put turmeric on it. You know that? Turmeric is good, very good. If you
Okay.
put too much, it could be bitter though, but so turmeric is good. Ginger, garlic that we were just talking about, grapes, soy, winter squash. So those are some of the few cancer fighting foods that really, really help. So Kadean, I know before you go, my dear, because thank you so much for popping on. Tell us about your business real quickly before you pop off.
Sure. I am a QuickBooks certified pro advisor. So I help you maintain your books, and we're talking about your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and other financial reports. I am like the step before you get to your tax accountant, because many of the accountants and CPAs will refer you depending on the time and the process that you go through to get your taxes in order or your business financials in order. They'll recommend you sit with a bookkeeper or hire a bookkeeper. So that's what I do to help small businesses, in particular service-based businesses. And I'm literally located in Lauderhill, South Florida, but I service clients all over the country.
Oh, okay. So it's not, you can be from any state and
Yes,
you can help them. Okay.
correct.
And
And you
if
can,
they have small business, not personal.
I can help you with maybe budgeting. If you're looking to do personal finance, I can help you with budgeting. There are a couple of software that you can maintain, because at the end of the day, everybody needs to know your numbers, both on the personal side and on the business side. And those numbers range from your personal credit to your total expenses and your total income. And again, that's on personal and business side. So
Gotcha.
yes.
Okay.
We'll put your info up.
Yes, we'll put your info up again, Katie, and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yes, loved having you here. Thank you for popping in. I know this was last minute, but we appreciate you stopping by. And everybody, make sure you reach out to Katie, and we're going to put her contacts and her links with us as well. Her IG and everything for you guys is going to be on the
Thank
YouTube
you. I
page.
appreciate you, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you.
dear. Talk
All right.
soon.
See you soon. All right. Bye.
Reese, I know you have to go also.
But as always, the show was, trust me, it was, worth the extra time that I have to. But we have to cut the show short.
Yes.
But it was a good show, and I hope that everybody that listened to it will got something out of it. As always, we cannot talk too much about breast cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, so
absolutely. It's such an important topic and issue that affects us all. Like we said, you could be black, brown, blue, purple, it doesn't matter. You will be affected by breast cancer. So, and it increases after the age of 40. So you definitely want to go get checked out. Of course, you can be affected under the age of 40, 25-year-olds and whatever can also be affected. But once you hit 40, it significantly increases. And like I said, white and Caucasian women are at higher risk. They get it more than black and the brown communities. However, the mortality rate is higher in the black and brown communities because of diabetes and all the other issues that affect us in the black and brown community. So if you want to make sure, stay on top of it, go get yourself checked, get your mammograms done every year. This is for men and women. I don't know the specific test for men, but go to your doctor, get yourself checked out. We thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight and talking about breast cancer. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if you want to set a goal, run out before October is done. You still have how many more days we've got, Reese?
Until the 31st.
Until the 31st of October. So we have like 7 more days, 6 to 7 more days to go out. Set yourself a goal to try to go get, even if you can't get the mammogram done in the next week or so, but at least set the appointment. Okay, and keep the appointment. Get your mammograms done. We love you. We thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, what were you saying?
Check those tatas.
Check your girls.
Girls. Yes.
Check your girls. Okay. And like I'm doing with Reese, check with your girls. So check your girls and check with your girls. Reese is my girl. I'm checking with her to say, set up your appointment to get your mammogram done today.
Ma'am.
Okay. No excuses, my dear. No excuses. Last thing we want is to know that you could have helped something. You could have prevented something, you know, if only you were staying on top of it. So let's all do that together. Again, this is the show called Let's Connect. Where can they find our show later on, Reese?
Stay connected to us. You can watch us on YouTube. Let's Connect and on our podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And as always, we're here Monday evenings, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just had an amazing guest, Kadean Clarke, who joined us straight from all the way from Jamaica. She's there on not vacation, on business.
Yes.
Okay. So she is a certified life insurance representative, professional, and she will help you with your budgeting needs, setting up your business needs, all of that stuff prior to when you do your taxes and all that. Her information will be in and her links will be in our information below. When we post this to our YouTube page after the show, you go out to YouTube, check this episode as well as other episodes. We got so much stuff for you. We love you guys. We thank you for being with us again this week. We are the show called Let's Connect, the show where you find
more compassion,
more empathy, and
less judgment.
Thank you, everybody. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, we're done. I'll stop. Hold on.